everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mandy and I'm a full-time reseller. I sell on different platforms like eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, and Depop, and today I am going to go over my sales on those platforms. This will be for the week of July 22nd through the 28th. This week started off very promising. I think I had like 12 sales on Monday and I was like, okay, this is great. We're finally picking up, and then it was pretty much dead the rest of the week. I think I might have had 2 days on Poshmark with 0 sales. Mercari's been slow again, only 2 over there. I'm used to like 5 or 6. So I'm not sure if it's just the summer slowdown or if just people have kind of, given up on Mercari as far as buyers just because of the fee structure now. I write down little notes throughout the week to remember to tell you guys. So Poshmark, I have some things. First of all, I did do a show. I finally did the show. It was all new with tags, and then I started everything at 8, 10, and 15, depending on what the brand was or the style. So I told myself I needed to run everything 3 times. That gives enough time that the show is going, people can come and go, and maybe you'll pick up somebody, later on, as opposed to just running everything once, and if no one buys anything, shut it down. So I did go through everything, and then Poshmark did have a promotion on my live sale because I hadn't done it in a while, that whoever purchased the first item would get free shipping. So it was a good deal for the buyers. So a little weird thing that happened in there, someone had asked about the free shipping and I explained it to them. They proceeded to tell me that they couldn't hear me because they were on a very important phone call and they were interested in 2 of the things that I had shown. So I just was like, okay, like I'm gonna continue the show. You have, this amount of time that I'm gonna run through everything. So when you're off the call and you wanna make a purchase, you can. Well, they just kept saying it. And I was like thinking, if you're in a super important phone call, like why are you in a Poshmark live show? It was very weird. Someone else ended up coming in and buying a different dress for $10 and they ended up getting the free shipping. So I will put up here my stats for the show. Definitely not worth my time. I made $7 and I think the show lasted for 45 minutes. So $7 and 45 minutes, really not great. So as you can see, I did switch out the rack. Everything that was there is either listed now, it is in a bag for Play-Dohs, or it's going to ThredUp. Now I have all the t-shirts. I've never done a t-shirt sale on Poshmark, so we'll see how that goes. It's different band tees, cartoons, recognizable characters. There's some vintage, so we'll see. I did have a $50 bundle sale that someone did overnight and then canceled as well overnight, so that was a little disappointing to wake up to in the morning. And then I also sent out the wrong item to somebody on Poshmark. I have done this in the past. Most of the time people are pretty understandable about it. So I was supposed to send out an Eileen Fisher like lightweight linen jacket for, I think it was like a 3X, and they got it for a killer deal of like $27 because I was just trying to get things out this week. And I accidentally sent them a J. Jill, same color, and it was like a maxi length dress. So they sent me the message, and at first I was like, what are they talking about? Because they're like, yeah, you sent me something and it doesn't even have a tag. And I was like, I would never buy anything that didn't have a tag. So I'm like trying to figure out what they're talking about. I said, can you please send me a picture of the tag? And they said, no, there isn't a tag. And I'm just like, I think they have this like mixed up with someone else. So then I started looking to see like what else was in my bin. Do I have the Eileen Fisher jacket, which I did, and I narrowed it down to it had to have been that J. Jill dress. So finally she took a picture of it and I was like, okay, so there are tags on it. And then she was confused because it was sent from, obviously my name in Wisconsin. So I don't know if she thought it was coming like from Poshmark, but it wasn't a new account. She had a picture. It was all very, very strange. And I just, apologized for what happened, invited Poshmark into the conversation. I was not about to explain to her how to open a case because she just was not understanding it. And that's why I pay Poshmark 20% of my sales. They can be the people that explain it to her. Case got opened and then, obviously approved because it was the wrong item. She still hasn't sent it. I don't know if she will because she was not getting what was happening, I don't think, at all. So we'll see if I get that dress back. If she doesn't send it back within the allotted time, then I still get my money. So I don't know. Obviously, that was my fault. I did send the wrong item. I actually did end up blocking her too because she just kept sending messages, and I'm like, there's nothing that I can do right now for you other than you opening the case and sending the item back. So that is one of the rare instances where I will block somebody. Like I said, it was 100% my fault, but I'm just not going to deal with somebody. And she was kind of being rude too at points, so I just was like, yeah, we're done with that. eBay picked up a little bit from last week, still kind of in that same realm of about like 10, 13 sales, and then only one sale on Depop this week. So before we get started, I need to ask your advice on something. I don't know what to do with this. I got this at the bins probably for like at least a month or so, and I just don't know what to do. So this is the brand tag, okay? Just feeling it and looking at it, I don't know if you're going to be able to see too much of it. It looked like something that I should look up. So it's made out of, where is it? It's made out of 50% yak and 50% silk, and it's handcrafted on the Tibetan plateau. So I looked up the brand, and I mean, they don't have anything on their website that is less than like $400, but I don't see this brand for sale anywhere except that website. Like, it's not on eBay, it's not on Poshmark. And there are a few stains. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. I only saw it once. Right there's one. I don't know if there's a lot of people in the US that are looking for this brand because it's nowhere to be found. So I don't think I should spend the money to get it dry cleaned. And yeah, I don't even know how to price it or anything. At first I thought, well, maybe I'll send it to the Real and they'll just, deal with it, because I paid, it's probably like, I don't know, 14 ounces, maybe a pound. So I only paid like $1 something for it, but there's no size either. I'd have to look on the website and see if maybe they're like a thing that's just like one size. So yeah, I don't know. Would you try listing it with the flaws and just do measurements and just kind of make up a price? Like, I just don't know who's going to be looking for this. I don't know where else to send it because, like I said, it doesn't have a size, so ThredUp's not going to take it. This brand was not on their list. But then the flaws too. So I don't know. What would you guys do? I mean, as of right now, it's just been hanging on my rack to be listed, and I just keep pushing that one down. I mean, even if I listed it for, I don't know, $50, maybe someone is looking for it. I don't know. I'll move over so that there is room here for the listings. Starting with Poshmark, this was a pair of Hokas I picked up at the bins. I've been finding them quite frequently there, and I think people are passing because they're dirty. I have no problem cleaning shoes as long as, there's some sort of incentive for me and I'm not only going to make like a couple dollars. Hokas are super easy. I use that little spin brush to treat any stains that maybe look like they're kind of a deeper stain, and then I literally just throw them in the washing machine and let them air dry outside in the sun, and they're good to go. So these ended up going for an offer of $52. This Lauren Ralph Lauren top I've had for probably last summer. It didn't have a tag, or it didn't have a size tag, so I think maybe that was part of it. I did put measurements in there, but this was super cute. It was linen, it was floral. I was happy to see this go before we got any closer to fall. This brand, Luxel, I have no idea how to pronounce it. I found this at the bins. I brought it home. I didn't notice that there was a couple flaws. One of the straps definitely needs to be repaired. It's still there, but it's kind of hanging on for dear life, which is an easy fix. I didn't want to fix it myself just because I knew I wasn't going to get a huge return on this, and it did end up going for an offer of $22. These Athleta shorts I found at the bins recently, I do pretty well with like older Athleta sometimes, especially the longer length cargo shorts. And these were a size 8 and ended up going for an offer of $17, but they did sell pretty quickly. This J. Jill white linen top came from the bins, which I was surprised that there weren't any stains on it. It literally looked like someone bought this, like folded it, and then just set it in the bins. So I'm sure someone, thought they were going to wear it and then donated it. And thankfully I got there in time before it got, smushed around with all the other clothes and dirty. So this did end up going for my full asking price of $25. No clue what this is. This was on sale at Goodwill for $1.99 clearance. It's the Gashly Crumb Tinies. No clue. I don't know if that's a book or a play or what. But I did do Google Lens on it, and comps looked great, so I thought I would give it a try. This sold for $23, I think within probably 3 weeks. These Converse came in that thread-up box that I showed not too long ago. Size tag had been cut out for whatever reason. I said they were about like an 8 or a 9. Someone did get them for $19. This Arc'teryx I just got at the bins too. I didn't notice that the zipper had some issues. It wasn't wool or anything, it was just polyester. And with the zipper issue, I did mark it down, and then someone did offer me $35, probably like, I don't even know, it was like 2 hours after listing it initially. And I thought that was fine because the zipper pretty soon is not going to be usable. Of course, it was like right in the middle of the chest. The teeth of the zipper are starting to not connect anymore. You can still use it a little bit right now, but you can tell that at some point it will need to be fixed. So I was fine with an immediate $35. Like I said, I got it at the bins and probably only paid like, I don't know, $2 or $3 for it. I've had this skirt for quite a while, Moon Collection. I think it must just be some sort of boutique type brand. I picked it up mainly because of the embroidery on it. It had that tulle material. It was pretty witchy, woodsy. And someone offered me $15. I was fine to see it go. I've had it for almost a year. This dress was super cool. I got this at the bins as well. This was silk. It did have some issues. Some of the beading was missing, but not enough where it would like be noticeable. And this was Escape was the brand name. I didn't even put that in the title. For these type of dresses, especially if they're vintage like this, people aren't really looking for the brand, they're looking for the style. So this one was this one was titled Y2K Whimsy Goth Black Floral Beaded Mermaid Trumpet Maxi Dress 12 Silk. So that had all the keywords that someone might be looking for like a homecoming dress or a prom dress. And this one sold for an offer of $36. I think I originally had it like $45. And probably took like maybe like 3 months, I think, to sell, which I figured because you're not really wearing this in the summer. Next up is a set of King sheets. I got a bunch of these at Goodwill for $1.99. At our Goodwill, certain colors, after it's been there for so long, it will clearance out to $1.99 as long as it is a soft line. That's what it'll say on the tags. That pretty much means like clothing and then towels, linens, that type of stuff. Normally these would have hard good tags on them so that they wouldn't go down to $1.99, but I think someone might have screwed up at some point. So I had been watching them and noticed like, oh, these are soft lines. I'll wait till they clearance, and if they're there, I'll pick them up. So I think I got like 6 sets of them. I've sold a couple in the rummage sale. This is the second one I've sold. They've been paid for now, so I am just trying to move them out for a decent amount, and this did go for an offer of $19. This Steve Madden dress came in a Quick Lots box, and weirdly enough, this was in my live show. I think I had this one starting at $15. No one was interested in the live show, so I listed it because I did have it listed prior in Flip, so it was an easy just, put it back out there, and it sold almost immediately for $25. So I don't know why it didn't sell before when I had it up, but regardless, that is finally gone. This Albion, I think is how you pronounce it, is it's like a jumpsuit. I did use the keyword on the go and travel. This brand, I've picked up pants from them in the past that went for fairly high. I don't know much about it. I've never seen this like in a store before. I think it might be some sort of brand where you can only buy it through the website. I'm not 100% sure on that. It was a size large. It had tie waist. I got this at Savers maybe like 2 months ago, and it did go for $45. This vintage Tupperware canister set, these are, a dime a dozen most of the time. They were in really good condition. I got both of them at Goodwill for $4.99. I thought for sure these would sell on eBay, but I did put them on all my platforms besides Depop just to see, and they did end up going for $28. Billabong, I've had this hat forever. I've probably just had it priced too high. Someone finally offered me $16, and I was like, definitely this can go. This O'Neill top I've had for a really long time too. It's Y2K vintage with the red and white Hawaiian print. Someone offered me $19, which I thought was fair. This Longitude vintage swimsuit I've had, I don't know, I think I picked this up in the beginning of the summer at the bin, so not too much into it. It was the swim skirt, so it had a little skirt that flared out, and then the bottom was a swimsuit. I'm trying to get swimwear out, especially the vintage stuff. Not everyone is interested in the vintage swimsuits, so I took an offer for $11. Now on to Mercari. Johnny Was, this I picked up at a local thrift store, I think probably 3 weeks ago. This sold in a couple days. I had it originally out there for $40. Someone offered me $31. I thought that was fair. It seems like an older style, and I don't think that Johnny Was is getting as much as it used to. And I mean, it was just like a long sleeve. It wasn't, a dress or anything like that. And then the last sale on Mercari was a pair of Judy blue jeans. These were relaxed mid-fit in a size 28, and these did go for an offer of $24. Now on to eBay. These Trinity swim shorts I've had for probably 2 years. There was like zero interest whatsoever when I had them listed traditionally on all my platforms. This was one that I pulled out of my inventory, flipped it to auction for eBay. I have been doing that with some items in hopes to get some more people looking at my store. I believe I had these started at like $6.99, and I got 5 different bids on it up to $11.50. So that was pretty interesting. I didn't think that was going to happen, but I'm definitely glad these are gone. I would not pick these up in the future. These Chico's pull-on pants were a size 3. They had an all-over print. I do fairly well with this type of Chico's where it's more of that slinky material. These I've had probably like 2 months, and they did end up going for an offer of $25. This Lululemon sweater, that's right, I forgot about this story. So on Mercari, I had this listed on there too, and someone had said to me, hey, I think you have this listed on multiple platforms. I was like, what? So I looked at their profile. They're a seller as well, because then I saw them like it on Poshmark, and I just responded. I said, yeah, I do, so that there's multiple people that can find it and buy it. And they're like, well, I'm really interested in it. Is there any way you could do, because I had offered them, I think, $50. And they said, well, could you do a flat $40 because the seller fees are less on Mercari? And so I offered them $40, and then I was thinking about it, and I think they thought that I would be okay with lowering the price, enough so that I would have to pay for shipping. It'd be free shipping for them, so that they would only pay $40 completely. And I was just like no, why would I do that? So anyway, someone offered me, it was like not too long after that, a different person on eBay offered me $40, ironically, and I was happy to take that. Because it was an extra, extra large, you don't always see that for men's. Next up is a pair of Crocs. These are the sandal type ones. They did have a little bit of issue. It was like a coating almost on the rubber, had like a matte finish to it, and there were a couple spots where you could tell that had rubbed off a little bit, but someone did offer me $23, and I thought that was fair. More winter kind of things going here. This vintage Eddie Bauer cardigan, it was lamb's wool. I picked this up last winter. I thought it would have sold then. It was zip front, and this ended up going for an offer of $25. This Columbia zip front puffer vest I just picked up at the bins probably 2 weeks ago. It wasn't down-filled or anything. It was just all polyester. This ended up going for an offer of $25. This is that Gap skirt that I just showed in that last haul that I knew was going to do well. There was a lot of interest on all platforms, and I was getting some lowball offers, and I knew this one I was just going to hold out and see what happened. It did end up selling, I think, in 3 days on eBay for my full asking price of $50. These Wit and Wisdom shorts, I'm assuming came in a Quick Lots box. These did go for my full asking price of $35. Sonoma's not a brand that I always pick up. I did pick these up just because they were new with tags. They were an extra large, just like an average, everyday, comfortable pants. And these ended up going for an offer of $25 and probably sold within 2 weeks. This was a really cool sale. This Disney Nightmare Before Christmas, take on the vintage Christmas trees that you probably saw, from your grandparents. It did light up My mom got this. I don't know where she gets a bunch of Nightmare Before Christmas stuff at the end of the year and Christmas time, and then tries to sell it in the rummage sale. She asked if I would sell this one. I was shocked at the comps. So this one ended up going for my full asking price of $48.99. It was super hard to ship, I will tell you that. I did end up losing a little bit of money on shipping because I charged $9.99 thinking that that would cover it, but the boxes I used were a little bit heavy. I did double box it just because this is very fragile, especially that top piece. I did put a little pool noodle over it, so it hasn't been delivered yet. I'm hoping that everything is fine. This Torrid top I've had forever. I had listened to other YouTubers that were like, yes, Torrid, the bigger the size, the better. This was a 5X, and I've had this for like a year and a half. And I've sent out a million offers on this. Finally, somebody did take it for $20. This Theory sweater I've had for quite a while too. I believe this one was like a silk or no, a linen blend, pretty lightweight, and it was a size small. This did end up going for an offer of $30. And then the last item this week was on Depop, this Hot Topic, I don't even know, like a little cami with some lace trim on it. I got this at the bins. I just couldn't leave it. I knew I wasn't going to make a lot of money just because it's this branded Hot Topic. It was a size 4X. This had so many likes on every single platform. I sent out a million offers. No one was taking it. Finally, on Depop, someone sent me an offer of 13. All the offers I had been sending out were 14, so I thought, whatever, it's $1. Of course, they didn't pay for it for like a day, so I was like, oh, they're not going to buy it, but they did end up paying the $13. So looking at totals for the week, on Poshmark, $423 for 17 items sold, Mercari, $55 for 2 items sold, eBay, $427.01 for 13 items sold, live sales just the $10 for that one item, Depop $13 for the one item, making my total $918.01. And then after I take out my average cost of goods and all of my fees for the platforms, that leaves me with $576.73. So going into next week, it will be August. So I'm hoping that people are looking for back to school, fall wardrobe, winter wardrobe. Yeah, I don't know, because this week, last week, and was it the week before, were pretty rough. And I'm hoping things pick up here, especially on Poshmark. I don't know what else I can do there to, do better. I thought maybe like 1 week doing a live sale every day, even if I just run through one rack and just see if that like pushes me up in the algorithm. Thrifting for me in the last 2 weeks have been kind of bad too, all of a sudden. I went on Sunday to 2 different thrift stores. I normally get, at least a bag. I got one dress, and that probably was like 2 hours worth of shopping, so that seemed kind of like a waste of time. Today I went to a thrift store. I got one dress and one top, and that was probably an hour and a half. Where else was I? I think I went to Savers last week and got nothing. So I will have to get to the bins in hopes to find some stuff. I'm sure you just if you guys watched my last video on, I believe it's coming out today. I'm filming this on Monday with the quick lots. That was absolutely horrible. So I am crossing quick lots off of my list of things to get inventory from. So I don't know. I hope some things turn around here because I don't know, maybe I take a whole week off of thrifting and listing to see what happens. That like terrifies me though, because I have it ingrained in my brain that you have to list, so many times. If I don't have inventory to list, I don't know what else I can do. I could just delist, relist or something, because I don't want to get into that spot where I am just picking stuff up just so I can list something, even though I know it's not worth my time. It's not worth storing it, because that's another thing that I'm going to be going through again are some of my bins. I think I'm going to do that some of this week, just really look at it. If it's something that Plato's will take, just get rid of it. My average cost of goods normally is around like $2 or $3, so it's not like I'm losing money that way. And especially now, because I'm going to be picking up more items for fall and winter, those are normally bigger, bulkier, so I need the space for that. So since I haven't been able to thrift very good brands recently, I've really been kind of doing a deep dive into new keywords that are new to me, especially on Depop. so that maybe I can broaden what I'm looking for clothes that, you know, isn't so much brand related, but more style related that I personally don't know. Obviously, I know boho, coastal, you know, vacation, goth, grunge, all of that I'm pretty knowledgeable about, but there are so many out there. While I was looking, I'm going to make a small video about it if you guys are interested in that. Like, one that I had never heard of before is Downtown Girl. That's something that's completely new to me that I could start looking for. So that video should be out, let's see, potentially I think that will be my next video coming this Monday. I'm just going to go over on Depop, look at a bunch of stuff, have some stuff pre-populated for you, and then just kind of show you some photos of what these styles are, what to look for. Because the more that people are reselling and using keywords, like boho really isn't standing out anymore. I'm sure there are people that, you know, are looking for a boho top, but there's probably millions of titles that have the word boho in it. So that is just something that I am trying to do to kind of combat my thrifting issue and kind of thinking outside the box to go towards styles that maybe I wouldn't know very much about or normally gravitate towards. So if that's something you're interested in and you haven't yet subscribed, please make sure to hit the button. And as always, if you enjoyed today's video, please make sure to give it a like. It really helps out the channel and I really appreciate it. I will see you guys on the next one. Bye!